for joining us tonight. A new Marquette University poll just released today, giving us an updated look at the two big statewide races on the ballot next month that could shape the state for years to come.
For governor, among likely voters, we're still seeing an incredibly close race. Incumbent Governor Tony Evers leads challenger Tim Michels 47-46, a small tightening from what we saw in last month's numbers. Now, in the Senate race, the gap widens just a bit. It has grown in that race between Ron Johnson and challenger Mandela Barnes.
Current Republican Senator Ron Johnson now holding a lead of 6 points among likely voters over Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes. But as Armand Rahman finds, undecided voter turnout could still be the deciding factor.
That's right, guys. Now, it's among likely voters that Johnson leads by 6 points in the poll. Among registered voters, it's a dead tie between the two. The candidates have to find a way to break through that divide to the 9% who said they were independent.
Most of this change comes from shifts among independents, and those independents have shifted a bit more in the Senate race.
Next month, experts say candidates have to appeal to those voters who have yet to decide.
Independents put public schools first, inflation second, and gun violence third. So the parties are kind of talking past one another. The independents are a little bit in on the conversation.
Market poll director Charles Franklin says for Republicans, this election is about inflation, illegal immigration, and crime. In last week's Senate debate, Senator Johnson took issue with his opponent's stance on reducing the prison population.
One of the issues is we're not keeping criminals in jail. And Lieutenant Governor, was, when he was in the legislature, wrote the bill to eliminate cash bail. That is one of the methods that we can use to make sure the dangerous criminals stay in jail.
Meanwhile, Franklin says Democrats this November are focused on gun violence, public schools, and abortion. Barnes is focused on Johnson's reaction to the overturning of Roe v. Wade.
He said that if women don't like the laws of their state, like the 1849 criminal abortion ban we have here, he said they can move. I can't think of a more callous, out of touch, or extreme position to take. If I were in the U.S. Senate, I would absolutely vote to codify Roe versus Wade to protect the right to an abortion.
Ultimately, Franklin says both candidates still have time to campaign to get those independent voters out to the polls for their side.
This is part of the story of polarization in our politics, that we see our candidates as rather far to the left or the right compared to where we see ourselves.
Now, this poll is a night and day shift from the poll conducted in August, right after the primary election, where Barnes led Johnson by 7 points.
And a reminder, this Friday, Governor Evers will take on Tim Michels in their first and only televised debate before next month's election. It will be held right here in the News 3 Now studio. You can see it live on air starting at 7 p.m., as well as a live stream on channel3000.com.